Somebody is happy to be back out in the dove field. We're just checking in to see how our fall food plots went, checking for germination, seeing if any of the wheat that we top sowed even came up, moving trail cameras around, really just checking on some things and working in some dog training. All the corn we left standing is still up there. We're gonna go walk around in just a second, see if there's any corn left in it. A lot of the volunteer millet came right back up. A lot of the wheat that we top sowed did come up, but for the most part, we got filled in with broadleafs and weeds. There is some wheat down in here that's trying to come up. For the most part, it's going to be a weedy mess, but hey, deer eat weeds too. That's what you got to remember. Deer eat broadleafs, deer eat weeds. Whatever wheat does produce doesn't matter, because this next year will be our sunflower field. We're already getting a game plan for next year, and we're pretty excited because Dad fenced off this entire back 1 acre field. This is our largest field out here. We've got 4 total acres, 1 acre field fenced, ½ acre and 3/4 acre. So this will be the first year we have planted a full acre of sunflowers, fully protected from the deer. Really looking forward to that. We'll have some off-season work to do. We've still got to put our insulators on here, come in here and drill our holes for our vertical risers. If you didn't check out all the past farming videos, please go back and watch it. I'll drop some links down below for you to click on, make it easier for you. But you know we have to protect our fields out here because we have a lot of deer. And on that note, I just found a really nice scrape over here. I knew to come check over here because every year there's always a nice scrape that ends up under this tree right here. You can already see just how big and walled out it is. So I put a cell camera over there to hopefully get a nice shot of this scrape. There's a secondary one here underneath the cedar. So it should be a really nice camera set right here, picking up 2 scrapes, field edge, and an oak tree right on the edge of our dove field. Although it is a dove field, first and foremost for Dad, it's a deer field. Somebody's coming out right here underneath these pin oaks right here and working this field edge right here too. Some of you might be asking, did you ever hunt over the top sown wheat? And the answer is no. The weekend we were going to hunt ended up getting a big tropical storm system called Helene, if you were paying attention. All the top sown wheat just turned into fall food plot for deer. They'll also provide some spring food for the doves as well. So it's not a wasted effort to have top sown the wheat out here. We could have got a hunt over it. Timing just didn't work out, but it'll still benefit us next spring. Cornfield is looking as expected. Pick a random cob here, and there you go. So here we are at the end of October, and we still have standing corn in the cornfield for these deer. So by leaving this corn standing, it keeps the corn off the ground so it's not rotting on the ground, helps keep it up and away from the critters so they can't quite get to it as easily. We are full of millet here, which is pretty cool because we've not had a frost yet, so it's not killed it off. We're at the end of October. Dove season is going to come back in November, I believe, and we're going to have a third of this field in a viable millet crop. It's already starting to dry out here. So this volunteered on its own, went to full maturity, seeded out, fire burned it all off, and now a second crop has come back in on its own. So you can tell we've got a really heavy seed bed of millet in this field over here. So we're actually going to have a second volunteer crop of millet heading into the end of October for the November season. That's actually pretty cool. I wish my duck swamps looked as good as the millet out here. Millet is just not tolerant to all the heavy, violent storms we got. The rice was much more tolerant and forgiving of that, and well, that paid off. If you didn't check out those videos, go check them out. We had an awesome shoot in the rice. The millet didn't make out worth a squat in the duck swamp, but out here in the dove field, the millet is looking really good. This was our sunflower field. This was a ½ acre of beautiful clear field sunflowers. If you're new to the channel, that might be new to you, but for the OGs, you know the deal. We had a full ½ acre of beautiful sunflowers. We came back in here and spread a fall food plot and just tracked it in using the tractor tracks. We didn't even use the disc or anything because it was way too muddy. And well, we got really good establishment. We are full of oats, rye grain, wheat, some brassicas in here. We have got a lot of fall food plot coming in here. These are not weeds. Everything green in this frame is a fall food plot. You can see the remnants of the tractor tracks here. It was way too muddy to work the soil, so we just broad spread our fall food plot and tracked it in. It worked out fantastic. The deer, you can tell, are in here mowing it. It's hard to tell on video, but there's a lot of browse pressure in here. And looky there, we've already got a jump on next season. That is a sunflower coming in. You're a little late, buddy. I don't think you're gonna make it, but I admire the effort. And for those wondering about this food plot, well, let's just say it worked. Again, their disc was down, it was really muddy, and we could not come in here and traditionally plant this plot, so we actually broadcasted the seed into the standing grass. It looked very similar to the meadow over here, and then came back over and bush hogged it to lay a mulch layer down. And well, we have got a lot of oats coming in. We've got clover, which was in the blend. This should be crimson clover. We've got some brassicas coming in. This worked fantastic. Broadcasted into standing vegetation and just bush hogged over it. So I've showed you the millet field, I showed you the corn field, I showed you what was the sunflower field that's now a fall food plot, showed you a camera set. Now it's time to have a little fun. We're gonna do some dog work. Oh yeah, somebody's ready to work. I already threw a couple for her. You wanna go again? You ready to work? You gonna behave on camera? Doing something a little different today. I'm not going quite as formal. I'm introducing her to a couple new things here. I already did a drill earlier for a short where I did land, water, land. That tripped her up about a month ago. This time she did fantastic, had no issue at all, and she came back across the water, which was awesome. She didn't try to cheat and run around. Now I'm about to throw her bumper and doken into some really heavy primrose cover out here. When I was hunting those wood ducks the other day in the swamp, the lily pads are everywhere, and the lily pads distort the surface of the water. It can trip up a young dog when they're looking for that bird. So I want her to get used to it, but also comfortable diving into heavy cover. So I'm gonna toss the bumper into it, just do a fun little drill, getting her comfortable swimming around in the heavy, dense vegetation. All right, we're keeping it fun. Say hey, 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 hey. Atta girl. There you go. Get her used to feeling all that vegetation in her legs, messing with her. Good girl. You ready? 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 Hey, hey, hey. Freya. Want her comfortable in that heavy, dense vegetation. She's churning through it. That's great, girl. Good girl. Freya. Good girl. I was going to wrap this one up. I just want to check back in with you guys that are here for the dove content to let you know we're still alive and breathing. The field is kind of in a maintenance mode now to where we're into fall deer season. We're not really thinking about doves, but I'm actually getting pretty excited because we've still got corn out there and we've got millet coming back in. So we may have a November dove hunt after all. Who knows? Till the next video, really appreciate you guys watching. As always, God bless and take care.